You don't understand what she's going through, and she herself too doesn't understand, because of the fact it's a hormonal change that she's not in control of, and there's no gymming that can help you in that sense, right? I do say that, for example, weightlifting can also help, but she needs to be doing in such a way it doesn't cause stress to the body that can cause more cortisol to be poured into your system that makes it more worse, right? So let's continue. So as I said, your ovaries will stop releasing eggs. Basically, that's what simply happens, and it's a natural slowdown from the age of, sometimes it can start as early as 35, right, to 38, right. Sometimes it's a surgical menopause where they remove the womb, right, and they keep the ovaries. Sometimes they don't keep the ovaries, they take the ovaries out if it's damaged, if they are damaged, and then they give you hormones. Right now, you're already now on a surgical menopause stage already, because they took out that important part that manages your hormones, right? Because of the fact that your womb plays a certain role, and so does the eggs as well, right? So if you are a woman here and you're listening to this live, if you're interested in this type of information, maybe you're going through this stage and going through the stages changes yourself, go and Google it, because the information is fantastic. There is so much information now about the process of menopause and what really truly happens to you on a mental capacity and also on a physical capacity, right? Let's continue. Right, so estrogen, as I said, and progesterone production drops, and it's largely drops at this time, right? Now, remember, we're nothing without our estrogen and our progesterone flow, because from the age of 12, that's been governing us. Our psychology, our physicality, our moods has been estrogen and progesterone. Now we come to a stage where it slows down. Right now we're having what we call perimenopause, and now there's an increase and a fluctuation up and down of these two hormones. Very, very important hormones that govern everything. The way you think, your personality, your body, everything, basically, right? So the menstrual cycle permanently ceases slowly but gradually, not just straight away. Remember that there's going to be a process of a slowdown. 1 month you may receive your cycle, then the next month you don't receive it. 1 month you're bleeding so heavily, it's just hectic. Sometimes people like myself, for me, it was just a heavy flow from the age of 38 to the age of, I think, 40 or so. It really kind of got much better, and then it just stopped coming. You understand? Now the body is changed. It's all hormonal changes. Very important to know that we are human and we governed by our hormones. Our hormones are very important right now. Your hormone, like cortisol, is also a hormone, okay? So cortisol plays a big role, because cortisol is that hormone that gives us that ability to uh respond when we under attack, when we feel under attack, we're feeling under stress. Cortisol is a very important hormone, but the only bad side about cortisol, if you're constantly in survival under stress, your cortisol increases your insulin, which is another hormone. You understand? So we just basically controlled by hormones, right? So basically your insulin will now increase. So when your insulin increases, what happens? Your body goes into a preserved state, meaning that you cannot your body stops using the fat, but now starts storing the fat, because it's in freeze mode. You understand? Yeah. So we need to understand what happens to, and why women that are under extreme stress at the age of 40, 45, 38 to 45, and you're so extremely stressed, and you're wondering why I'm getting weight, I'm getting so fat in the midsection, my body's holding on fat,